today? My name is Melinda Kemper. I am project coordinator of Upper Bound Positive Rapids at Hope Incorporated. And today, you're in the session, The Magic of Connecting Within, Empowering Black Women and Girls to Live, Learn, and Lead, by Ms. Dominique Hamilton and Dr. Tuesday Mahoney. At this time, can we give them a round of applause?
Hello everybody, good morning. Welcome to a little magic, black girl magic that is. I'm Dr. Tuesday Mahoney. You already probably know who I am. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor for College Access at Southern University, and I oversee 8 amazing trio programs. My trio team is in the house, raise your hand. Shreveport, from Shreveport, Southern University, Shreveport. But not only that, I do have my own brand, and most importantly, I am a corporate advisor for this most amazing and phenomenal experience called Black Girl Magic Museum. And our CEO, I brought her into LASAP today, Ms. Dominique Hamilton. I'll let her introduce herself and what Black Girl Magic Museum is all about. Come on in, everyone.
Thank you guys for being here today. My name is Dominique Hamilton. I like to say that I'm a purpose-led entrepreneur. I created Black Girl Magic Museum in 2019. I came up with the concept for it, but in 2020, when we were going through a pandemic and the social unrest, especially when I experienced seeing on TV everything that was happening with Breonna Taylor and Tatiana Jefferson, I knew that I had to be the change. We always talk about creating change, but sometimes we have to take that step and be the change. And that's the reason why I created Black Girl Magic Museum, because I wanted Black women and girls to see ourselves in a positive light. Because we talk about self-esteem and we talk about self-worth, but if we don't see a representation of that in our everyday life, how can we achieve that? So I knew that it was important that instead of us just saying, let's teach our girls self-esteem, self-worth so that they can be educated, I wanted to be that change and make sure I created something so that they could see themselves in a better light.
Excellent. We want to thank our moderator today. If you have any needs, please let her know. So the topic is the magic of connecting within. With LASAP 50 years, connections is the theme. So we wanted to ensure that we spoke on connection. So empowering Black women and girls to live. Can I get you to say live?
Live.
Learn. And lead. And this is amazing for anyone, not just Black women and girls, to learn how to empower Black women and girls. So our agenda today, we're going to cover the background. Black girls' success and empowerment. We have a model that we created, so we're going to share that with you today for the very first time. Black Girl Magic Museum, the experience. You're actually going to take a tour. It's an amazing selfie-museum, and then empower her. We'll close with an amazing experience for you or throughout the experience. So we're going to start with a little background, the statement of the problem. So whenever you are addressing any issue, in particular serving Black girls and women, you want to look at what are some of the major concerns and how we can help build and solve those concerns in our nation today. The problem is the misrepresentation of Black women. Do I have a witness? The misrepresentation, that's the problem. And its systematic inequalities imposes decades of false ideology, devaluing Black women and girls' social acceptance, femininity, self-development, self-esteem, thus directly contributing to the breakdown of the economic equality and educational barriers of Black family infrastructure. So do you agree with me that we as Black women, those who are in the room, experience a heavy level of inequalities regarding stereotypical standards here in society? Well, let's talk about those. Okay, can someone give me an example of a stereotype that's out there about Black women? Loud, yes, loud. There we are. If you're a Black woman, okay? We're aggressive. These are the stereotypical things they have for me, that they're saying about me. Get it?
Only good for certain careers.
Right, okay. limited in the career place. Anybody else? Some stereotypes, guys. What are some stereotypical gentlemen in the room about black women?
A lot of attitude.
Okay. Anybody else? So the reason why I said me and black women that are in the room is because that's the ideology behind the psychological breakdown of what's happening with us. We don't know, or we're ignoring the stereotypes. And if we ignore who they say we are, then we can't solve the problem to stand up and resolve and break through to the truth of who we really are. And that's what this workshop is all about, and that's what Black Girl Magic Museum is all about, the realities of dispelling those myths. So here are some, this is in the statistics, ladies and gentlemen. Black women and girls, since the day they were removed from their native land and brought for a price, remember we were brought for a price, in this country we face American race and sex ideologies that no doubt discredits our work. So since the beginning, we have been discredited. I don't know if you realize it or not. According to Morton, there are 4 central figures, listen to this, that still impact black womanhood today, including in-depth domestic servant. So that's how we're viewed, as domestic servants. I'm covering, let me come on this side. Sorry. Okay, thank you. The mammy. So that's, we were originally known as the mammy. The domineering matriarch. So we're feisty, we're misattitude, we dominate. That's how they see us. Sex objects. It says the sex objects. The Jezebel, black women, and the tragic mulatto. So this is in statistics today. Okay, that was 1991. All right. In contrast, black women were conceived and pictured as primitive, outdated, primitive savages, lustful, so sex symbols. Can you imagine them seeing us as sex symbols? Where is that happening still today in our own community? Where is that happening? Videos. Say that again. Video in our sons and our daughters' music. Mm-hmm. Remember, our daughters have to do a certain thing in order to be recognized by our sons, right? They have to pop it and drop it, right? They do, to be seen. Okay, let's see. Lustful, seductive, physically strong, domineering, unwomanly, and we're seen as dirty. This was 2007, recent study. We're still viewed as that as black women and men. Listen to us, we're still viewed as that. So what we did is created a model that we thought would help build our girls, our black girls, and women in a holistic way. So I'm gonna hit you with this model, okay? Oh, you know what? Sorry. I have to exit to go to the model. Sorry about that. Okay, so here is Girls with Crowns, and that's one of our platforms, Dominique and I. Success and Empowerment Model Strategies. So this is what we are creating in order to help build. So this is how you're going to empower black women and girls by teaching these concepts. So we talked about live, learn, and what else? Lead. We're gonna teach black girls to live, learn, and lead. Can I get you to say that? Live, learn, and lead. One more time. Live, learn, and lead. That's the model. So under live, we need to teach black girls self-awareness and self-esteem development. Teach them what their inner brand is. Who are they? And help them to recognize their gifts and their talents. What type of person are you? Do personality and learning styles assessments with black girls so that they can get to know themselves regardless of the stereotypical ideologies that are out there. Teach them how to leverage their personal brand to advance careers. So you can start at any age. I have books that start with kindergartners, teaching and empowering them with these same areas, and they can learn. My little 5-year-olds, when I do workshops with them, they get it. They're learning who they are. They're confident in it more than the other age groups. Discover what their passion is and help them to balance their attitude within situations so that they can respond appropriately. So there's a time and place for our attitude that we're gonna give you, okay? This room is not the place for me to be going off on. These are beautiful, professional black women and girls, right? But if you mess up my food down at the McDonald's, that's that situation. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. So we have a book called Your Attitude is Your Crown, teaching black women and girls to build purpose, confidence, self-esteem, and tackle life's opportunities. And that's also a workshop as well that Dominic and I do. So healthy lifestyle is a part of helping them to do what? Live, right? So healthy lifestyles that are conducive to health and wellness. You want to teach them how to confront peer pressure and how to prevent harmful behaviors, maintain their personal hygiene. So we have a personal hygiene workshop that goes with that, and teach them professional dress. There's a when and a where time on how we want to dress. How to balance nutrition and physical activities, and how to approach the inner and outer beauty. So teach them the beauty tips and how to be the most beautiful woman that they can be inside and out, okay? Then teach them about the vision for the future, all under what? Live. So these can all be workshops that will start with the basics. Go on to the next component, which is learn. Y'all help me out. Learn. So under the learning category, that's kind of where we come in as educators. So you want to give them experiential learning and exposure to as many opportunities as possible so they can investigate those experiences to determine where they fit as far as their passion. So Black Girl Magic Museum itself is an experience that will truly transform young ladies' life. Anybody walked through the Black Girl Magic Museum before? Show of hands. Couple. Transforms your lives. Where is it?
So we started in Dallas, Texas, and we'll be opening back up in the summer. We also will be opening back up in Houston, Texas, but we also have pop-ups, so we will also come to campuses that would like us to.
Our trio programs.
Yes, our trio programs, and that's what we've done in the past. We had Trio Shreveport come out to our location, and we also brought Keandra Lockett. She's a gospel singer from Shreveport, and she was also in the Target across the nation in February. So we also want to teach entrepreneurship when we bring the kids to the program. So we always try to bring a special guest for them.
And we'll do HBCU pop-ups of historically black colleges and universities. So the main thing is today you'll get to experience a little bit of it too. So we can hit you first. So under lead, you want to, under learn, you want to give them experiences. You want to also build their academic achievement. So what experiences are they having in school now? And then also educational preparation, which is basically the foundation of trio programs. No matter if they're secondary or post-secondary, you want to get them ready for that area. So the next component, lead. So you want to teach them how to build their leadership skills. So one thing about we as African American women is we can adapt and we have a lot of resilience. So remember where they stole us from, and we're still standing. And every woman up in here, educated and building strong families and leading students. So that's resilience. You're able to, against all odds, even through the stereotypical standards, you can build up. You are resilient and you're able to overcome the barriers. So teach them that. Teach them how to adapt to any situation. Recognize women. They need to recognize women throughout history and the perception. So we need to teach them their history, women in history, and that's kind of what Black Girl Magic does. And the perceptions, we need to dispel the myths, basically. Have them teach them how to overcome their hardships, adapt and strive, pretty much. And that all falls into how they are able to learn about themselves and dealing with adversity. So character is the final segment. character, leadership, and service. So if you're not here to serve, what are you here for? There is a purpose in us, and that is to serve and build others. It doesn't matter if you have to scrub and shine the shiniest floor. Someone's going to walk on that floor and feel good about themselves that they made it to the next level by taking those steps on your beautiful floor. So basically, you should teach them how to serve. So service projects are going to be key. I was a service learning coordinator for a long time. So not only do you just go and perform service, you also come back and reflect. So don't have a service project where you don't sit them in a classroom setting and you teach them how to reflect on what did you gain. Write this down. What did you gain? And how will you use what you gained? You don't teach them that after every service project. I don't care if they're, singing to the elderly. Come back. How did that feel? What did you gain? And how will you use it? You teach them that, they can assess and analyze any situation. All right. Let me go back to the key.
And if you guys don't have a mirror or a notepad, let me know and I can give you guys one for our next activity.
Okay, we're going to give everybody a mirror that we have. Okay. All right, we're getting ready to do, along with Dominique's segment of the presentation exercise. So we should have mirrors on every table, or mirrors in front of every young lady in the table, at your table. If not, you all can share. That would be great. Thank you. All right, so what you're gonna do, as Dominique takes you on this amazing journey for Black women, girls, and all who want to learn more, is you will write down a quote or a motivational statement that reflects you in that moment. Okay? So it could be, I am, the first thing that comes to your mind when you see that experience, okay? Or it could be something about you. So this is all about you. And we have to teach young Black girls about who they are, empowering themselves first before they can go. So we're going to walk you through some key exhibits, and you write them down on the cue card. Yes, I'm sorry. You have a cue card. Write them down. Exhibit 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? About yourself. A statement about yourself, and the first thing that comes to mind regarding you. She's passing out more cue cards.
Yes, and mirrors. I want to make sure everybody can look inside and see themselves while we're talking.
Yes, so you're getting ready to see yourself.
I might run out. I'm sorry, guys.
If we run out, please share with your fellow sister or gentleman next to you. Let's give the men in the room a round of applause for supporting us. They didn't have to come in here when it said Black girls, but they did, because they want to empower us in Black girls. Thank you. Y'all can share if you can. Just pass that person the mirror when they write down their statement. So each one just write down something about yourself in that moment, or what that means to you, or some type of affirmation for you. All right? You want to turn it over to Ms. Hamilton, our founder.
Hey guys, thank you so much. And I'm sorry y'all packed out the room. I was told it was gonna be 25 people, but
Girls rock.
I should have prepared for more. So with the Black Girl Magic Museum, I always like to say, if they can see it, they can believe it, and they will achieve it. I want to talk a little bit about myself, because I think I'm the best. People would have seen me as a problem of statistics. My mom had 4 kids before 21. My father was arrested when I was 2 and served 12 years in prison. Most people would have said, I wouldn't have been here today. And I think it's very important when you talk about how to get to a certain place, you have to be able to see it. I tell the story all the time about how I was failing in math. And my mom, she had an 8th grade education. And she said, baby, I done did all that I could do for you. Up the hill was a young lady, and how many deltas do I have in the room? She was part of Delta Sigma Beta, and y'all are big on community. Well, I have my pink mirrors for our AKAs in the room, so I wanted to make sure. And so I went up to the Hill and asked her, could she help me? Not only did she help me with math, she started taking me to HBCUs in Atlanta, camps, tours. I was able to see women in a different light. Being a black girl from Mississippi that moved to Georgia due to Hurricane Katrina, I was never exposed to this type of education. I didn't even know it was available for me. So I knew that I had to be the change and reach back down and pull people up, because if we don't go back, we're doing a disservice to everyone. I want to talk about the problem. The problem in this declaration is black women and girls may still be enslaved in these false savage stereotypes that this country prescribed into black existence. Black women and girls face a major identity crisis, and it is time for an evolution of reality to deliver the truth about our inner power and our outer beauty. Black women are the foundation of the black community. They overcame all odds to become known as the most educated groups in this country. That's Essence 2016.
We are the most educated group in the country. Did y'all know that? Black women are. Most educated.
It is evident in the light of impactful black figures like Vice President Kamala Harris, Oprah Winfrey, Mae Jemison, and more. Black women and girls should spend more time learning about the hidden figures to shatter strongholds found throughout our past and current beliefs of ourselves. So I'd like to talk about the passion within her. A lot of black girls, we love to dance, cheer, sing, we love to perform. And a lot of times, that's where we find our passion. And I like to think while we're trying to learn our passion, that's when we can instill self-esteem into our youth. But before we can learn anything, we have to have the esteem. How many of you see your kids coming in with the hoods over their heads? Yes. Right? Because sometimes we're taught not to love ourselves. And so how can I learn if I'm too focused about what somebody's gonna say about me, or if I'm gonna be bullied, or anything else? So during these activities, they're able to instill that power within them that they need, because that's the first step. Before we wanna educate anyone, we gotta educate them on loving themselves. So I want you guys to take a moment to write down the passion. I want you to look in the mirror and to find the passion within you. I'm gonna pick on some people to ask you guys, what was your passion, or what is your passion today?
Write it down on your card.
So who wanna go first, or do I gotta pick on someone? So you fix your hair, I'm gonna go right here. What's your passion? First, what's your name? Erin. Yes, so what was your passion, or what is still your passion, and why?
My passion is to inspire and motivate, because I have 3 daughters and I want them to be all that they can be. So, that's all.
Right here, because you said you would sing for us, so I kind of know your passion.
I see my passion is to survive, to be able to be here for the long term, for my mother, and just to survive the life that we're living these days.
So if I could ask, why survival your passion?
Because tomorrow is not promised. So if I survive today, then I can walk through tomorrow.
So now we're gonna do another activity where you're gonna turn to your partner, to your sister, because we are a
Our
sisterhood.
brother.
And find out about her passions.
my passion? I believe it's more about self-learning, and about inspiring others, youth, for sure.
Next to you, and we're gonna do that with each exhibit. Right here we have Mama Mia's circle. She will be starting her life coach business just by me hearing her passion. So once again, what your passion is, and if you know how to solve or touch a situation or a problem, that could be what your business or what you are able to do in life. So she's writing it down. She's getting ready to start her life coaching business just from today. Sisters!
Tomorrow, I'm gonna pick on you and my passion is writing and storytelling. I am currently working on my first novel. Aside from education, I also work with marketing and brand recognition of entrepreneurs, actors, actresses, so on and so forth. Yeah, I just think that it's, a lot of people in this world that want their stories told and don't necessarily have the words to use to tell it, and I do a great job with that. So, I write bios and things like that. I assist people with, getting jobs, resumes, cover letters, curriculum details, across the board. But my ultimate passion is to become a world-renowned writer, so y'all can send me some.
All right.
Our next one, these exhibits are actually, some of these exhibits are in the museum. And the reason why I love this about Say My Name, because our name is our power, our spirit, and our legacy. And a lot of times, Black women and girls are told that our names are ghetto. Who's been told that before? Too ethnic, or hard to pronounce. But you can pronounce Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's no problem. What was the other one? There you go. You can pronounce all of these names, but and then also, as sometimes we like to talk about what others do, but even us, how many of us on the playground growing up, people told us our name, made fun of our name, sound like it was from Africa or different things, like to diminish who we are. So I want you guys to take time and look in the mirror and say your name. I want to hear loud and proud.
Look at me.
Diminishing their name. What's your first name? What about you, right here?
So I used to go, in high school, I was a predominantly white student. My name is Tariana, and it used to be like, that's kind of hard to pronounce. I'm like, wow. Two syllables. Right? Very
Who else has a beautiful, unique name?
Right here.
My name is Shaniqua.
I love Shaniqua.
My name is Lyric.
What is it? Lyric. Lyric.
Like
So my name is Lurtisha, Lurti. My mom is Lurleen, so I guess she tried to make me a junior, so she's Lurleen. So when she's Lurleen Cartlet, I am Lurtisha Carondalet.
Simple. And with me, and so a lot of people, when they come to the museum, they're like, I thought when I was creating the museum, I was creating it for me, that little black girl within me. And I found out this was a little black girl within all of us. And so my name is Dominique. And a lot of people say, isn't that a boy's name? And I'm like, I don't think I'm a boy. That's my name. That's what I just told you. And then it's also spelled with one I. And so people are like, is it Dominica? And I'm like, no, I said Dominique. And as I was growing up, I didn't have the confidence, or it was Danielle. You know, a lot of our white counterparts would see Dominique and say, that's not it, it's Danielle. And I had to get the confidence to teach people, you know, to correct people. Because a lot of times we were just like, oh, it's okay, it's all right. And we, even with our teachers, we will just say, okay, she said it like this, or we'll allow them to give us nicknames. And so we really want to teach not even just the kids, but the adults, the power of our names. When we opened our Dallas location, we had over 10,000 black women and girls to come within a 6-month time span. So we knew that there was an importance of what we had created. Because before we could teach technology, before we could teach them about being scientists, before we could teach them anything, we have to break down the barriers of our identity before we can teach or do anything.
And I wanted to share, my name is Tuesday, so it's normal to me, but when you all probably like, her name Tuesday, you know, I get that all the time, right? And the reason why my name is Tuesday is because my mom wanted all boys. And so when I was born on a Tuesday, she refused to name me. I mean, and so that kind of stuck with me when she explained that, because throughout my childhood, I felt invisible. And my name was the only attention that I got, but it was more used for a bullying thing, like Tuesday. So I wasn't confident enough to stand in my name. But you know, I ended up being the best thing my mom ever had in life. Those boys were, my brother back them songs. But yeah, so I lost my identity for a very long time in the shy kid in school because of the name. But I'm confident in that now, and everybody remembers me from school, high school, and because you're the girl named Tuesday. They remember me now by that one thing. Yes.
Wow.
We're gonna go right here.
Yeah, my daughter, her name is Jalecia, and for years she was answering to Jaleesa, and I said to her, why are you answering? That's not your name. So when she was in the 10th grade, the teacher was constantly saying, Jaleesa, Jaleesa, and she didn't answer the teacher. So the teacher got in her face and said, do you not hear me calling your name? And her response was, no, you didn't call my name. My name is Jalecia. She wrote her up and sent her to the office for correcting her for saying her name wrong, and said it was disrespect. So of course, me being the black mama, she called me, and when I got to the school, I told them I need to see the teacher. So I met with the teacher and I said to her, so what is your first name? And she said to me, what does that matter? I said, I need to know. And she said, what does it matter? So of course then the mama came out. I said, whatever it is, if I call you out of it, are you gonna answer me? And she looked at me. I said, exactly. So I teach my child, if you want her to answer your questions, her name is Jalecia. Otherwise, you're gonna keep writing her up. From that day forward, Jalecia came home. She said, Mama, she calls me Jalecia, or she looks at me and doesn't say anything. I said, either way, I'm good.
And so that leads into why we have these postcards. Because in the museum, we have a wall, and I think it's so funny because this is the cheapest wall inside of our pop-up. It cost me literally $20. And it was the most important, well-used wall. And it was called Leave It On The Wall. Because a lot of times when we're in school or just everyday life, we're, you know, bullied or someone say things to us, and we tend to hold on to it. And so what we tell people is when you leave that on the wall, so when we're leaving this on the postcard, At the end of every exhibit, we will wipe down that wall. So that would symbolize that we're wiping down any pain or trauma that you dealt with, so you left it on that wall. And for our young girls that were coming to the museum, I told them to say, when you go back to school and that bully's bullying on you, tell them that I left it at the Black Girl Magic Museum. So if y'all want to keep talking about it, y'all can go there and talk about it. Because a lot of times our girls, they're not equipped with the proper tools to defend themselves. So a lot of times we think we can defend ourselves with our hands or our mouths, because we're not taught any other ways to go about that. Because a lot of times our parents, they were not taught how to properly defend themselves. So we're equipping them with the tools to be able to stand up for themselves in an effective way. And we like to say, dear little black girl with the big name, correct them every single time. So we're gonna go to the next slide. Women empowered. So this was one of my personal favorites. When we talk about influence and when we talk about work, I remember I had a nonprofit in Denver, Colorado. And sometimes we would see between 50 girls to 350 when we hosted workshops and camps. And a lot of them, they were not happy being black. And I'm like, how can I come up here and teach you guys and y'all are not happy with yourselves? Then we started talking about hidden figures. None of them could identify anyone. They didn't know Shirley Chisholm. They didn't know Ruby Bridges. They didn't know so many of our Mae Jemison and Katherine Johnson. I can go on and on and on. So I knew it was important and vital that we spoke about history inside of our classes and inside of the exhibit. Because a lot of people think Ruby Bridges, oh, that was so long ago. Ruby is only about 67 years old. And it was not long ago. And so we wanted to talk about just the power within you, because we all have the power to change our situations, our environments, and our kids. We don't have to always go about changing the world, but we can identify the power within us to change our communities. Once again, we're gonna do our activity. We're gonna look in the mirror, and we're gonna identify our power within us. Yep, you can look at there and then write down words. So do one or two people want to tell me what is your power?
The craziest thing about it being my power is it's something that has held me back from doing so many things that I've always wanted to do. And now I can look in the mirror after moving from Illinois to New York to Louisiana all by myself. I can say that I am fearless.
Awesome.
In the back.
My power is love. Because I love everybody. I haven't met a person yet I don't love, but there's a whole lot of people I don't like. But I love everybody. That's my power.
Yes. The power of forgiveness. Because for me, you know, if you hold on to a grudge and poison, you flee inside. So I thank God that I'm able to forgive, and when I forgive like that, it's like it never happened, so I feel good the next time I see you. I'm okay, even if you're not, and I try to make sure that people feel that, but it releases it from me, so that's what I feel powerful, yeah. Forgiveness.
That is beautiful. Forgiveness is powerful, because sometimes we be holding on to things that we need to let go of. So women influence her. So for me, Michelle Obama, I remember seeing Michelle and I was like, oh my God, this is for so long growing up. You know, I love Destiny's Child because I remember Beyonce. My mom said, you don't know nothing about no pills, so stop saying it. And so as an adult, Michelle Obama came about, and I was like, wow, this is the woman that I could look up to. This is someone that, you know, I can identify with. And we actually put this in our Shreveport location. And just to see the girls as they walk in to see Michelle Obama on the wall, just as you can see the little, I don't know if y'all can see the little girl, but we would have floods of little girls coming in and saying, oh my God, that's Michelle, that's Michelle. And I think when you can see someone that you can relate to, you know that you can get a change that you want to see. And not only was Michelle Obama the wife, the first lady, she also was educated. She also had the power, I believe, to be the first black woman president.
Yes.
I said if she ever run, I'm gonna go and help her. But